leave it to you. Just try to find how to get the point estimator here. Mean value x bar is equal to 92, I think. Yeah, this is your homework. And then the second one, see this one, find the 90%. 90% is mean is you take the alpha is 0.10, right? Confidence interval with the sigma given is 2.5 minutes. Okay. So and here 3, 5, yeah, okay. See here, this is the confidence interval we can get, yeah. This is x bar, right? This is 1.96, right? Well, I think I talk is the wrong number, number 13. We talk about number 14, sorry. If you take number 14, the study of 35 golfers, yeah, sorry. So at their average score on a particular course is 92. So they already given the x bar is 92. Don't worry about number A. And the standard deviation is 5. N is 35. See this one. And then they say you find the 95%. So it means you will get Z is alpha is 0.05. So Z is 1.96. So you will get the answer for the confidence interval B. And then C this one is they said find the 95% interval of the mean score if the sample of 60 golf. So now we changing the n or sample size from 35 become a 60. So the remind is the same. So finally you will get the answer this one. Yeah, I think you can very easily to do this one. So then D is which interval is smaller. So if you take a look, you can compare the C and B. Yeah, which one is smaller one? It look like the C is smaller one. So it mean if you have a bigger sample size, yeah. So make more bigger and bigger the sample size, it mean the interval, confidence interval will be closer to the value of mu. Yeah? Okay, so that's why we can call here C is smaller interval because the sample is bigger than B. Yeah, it's 35 is less than 60, right? So the interval approximate to the point estimate will be close to the main value, right? Or x bar 92, right? Okay. So this one is very close. Yeah. If you have sample more than 60, now I think the interval is getting close. Yeah. You can try, for example, 90. Yeah. So you can see the interval between mu, yeah, left and right hand side will be closer and to the point of 92. Yeah. Okay, that's just for number 14. Yes, now let's take a look number 23. Number 23 is an insurance company is trying to estimate the average number of 6 days that full-time food service worker use per year. A pilot study found the standard deviation to be 2.5 days. How large a sample must be selected if the company wants 95% confident of getting an interval that contain the true mean with the maximum error of 1 day. How to do this one? See this one. Let's take a look step by step. An insurance company is trying to estimate average number of 6 days. So X bar is already 6. Yeah, that full-time food service worker use per day. Okay, you already have 6 bar is 6. A pilot study found the standard deviation to be 2.5. It means sigma 2.5, right? And whole large sample must be selected if the company want to 95%. It means you got alpha equal to 0.05, yeah, of getting an interval of content the true mean with the maximum error. You already have E, maximum error is equal to 1. So now you must find the sample size. Okay, so you put all these things and finally you got the sample size is to 24.01. So it means you can get one more. You put this decimal going up, and then you will get the round up. Yeah, so you will get the sample 25. Yeah, if 23.9 the n is mean you round up become 24. Okay, this one is 0.1, so it means you will get 25. Yeah, so this one is for the confidence interval if sample size is greater or equal to 0. Now what happens if the sample size is less than 30, but here with the condition sigma is known still, and if sigma is known, so the variable is normally distributed. Okay, so if sigma unknown but if n is greater or equal to 30, still this, we can use the standard normal distribution, and we can find the mean and the confidence interval. If the sigma unknown and n is less than or 30, so you must use the t distribution here, because n is less than 30. You cannot use the standard normal distribution anymore. I mean this t distribution, standard normal distribution, you can refer to the table at the back of your book. Okay, now this is the formula if the condition is if n is less than this is the formula if you have n is less than or equal to 30. Okay, so you can use t distribution here. Okay, and the degrees of freedom is n minus 1 here. Okay, right, and then this t alpha over 2 you can get in the table at the back your book, table F. So for this one you can see example 7.5, right, in your book page 363, and then until until example 7.7. So all these things the sample if n is less than 30. Okay, so you can try and practice there, try to understand. Okay, then next for the interval, confidence interval and sample size proportion, we have also for proportion here, right? So you can take a look example 7.9, 7.8. This formula given you can see in the box, brown box there one, in page 369. So you can use P and Q, like in binomial distribution. P and Q is 1 minus P. Okay, that's a proportion. Okay, then the formula for the confidence interval you can see in page 370. So here maximum error for the proportion, for the proportion you can use P and Q, and then the condition must be meet the criteria n multiplied by P greater than or equal to 5 and NQ greater or equal 5, right? This is the this called confidence interval you can use, and then see please the example 7.9 until 7.10 in your book. And this minimum sample required, minimum that before that one we have maximum error, and then here for the minimum sample you just make it the opposite. Now you would like to find the sample size, but here you would like to find the maximum error, right? So it's depend on the problem in the question. Okay, so if there is no approximation for P hat is known, so you can use the P hat is 0.5. It's well known. Okay, if there is no information about the P hat, so now you can use this P hat is equal to 0.5. Okay, So now let's take a look exercises 7.4. Yeah.